Namo Pha. Thank you for joining me for our daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This beautiful sound calls us back to our true home. The fifth mindfulness training. Aware of the suffering caused by unmindful consumption, I vow to cultivate good health, both physical and mental, for myself, my family, and my society, by practicing mindful eating, drinking, and consuming. I will ingest only items that preserve peace, well-being, and joy in my body, in my consciousness, and in the collective body and consciousness of my family and society. I'm determined not to use alcohol or any other items that contain toxins, such as certain TV programs, magazines, books, films, and conversations. I'm aware that to damage my body or my consciousness with these poisons is to betray my ancestors, my parents, my society, and future generations. I will work to transform violence, fear, anger, and confusion in myself and in society by practicing a diet for myself and for society. I understand that a proper diet is crucial for self-transformation and the transformation of society. We're reading Beginning Our Day by the monastics of Abhayagiri Monastery for our Dharma lessons. Today we're reading Comfortable in Any Circumstance by Lumpur Pasano. It looks like it's going to be hot again today. Most of us are uncomfortable when it's hot like this, so what we need to do as Dharma practitioners is learn how to adapt. We learn to dwell with mindfulness and equanimity whether things are to our liking or not. The tendency is to wait for conditions we like, and when they arise, only then do we say to ourselves, okay, now I can practice. It's an attitude that can easily become habitual, but being tied to the human condition as we are, it's rare for things to be just right. So what we need to do is to develop a willingness to work with conditions as they are. If it's really hot, then we adjust our pace accordingly. Perhaps we slow down what we're doing. We may say to ourselves, really, truly, I can't practice now. I have to wait for this to be over and then I can practice. That's a common response, but we shouldn't waste our time with it. Often we deal with imperfect conditions by getting in touch with our inner complainer that's whining away, going on and on about how miserable we feel. Instead of mindlessly doing that, we can use challenging circumstances as a means of investigating the habit of complaining. We do this by watching the mind, trying to convince itself that physical discomfort automatically means we have to experience mental discomfort. When the mind is adopting that sort of misunderstanding and complaining about the circumstances, we observe how this simply perpetuates suffering. It's not that we're trying to sugarcoat the tendency to complain by saying to ourselves, oh, isn't this wonderful? I just love it when it's 108 degrees outside. Instead, we're facing reality and being honest with ourselves. At the same time, we understand that simply because circumstances are less than ideal, they do not also have to be a source of complication or oppression. The point is to distinguish between the direct physical experience and the layers of mental complication we add to that experience. When we do that, it gives us an inner refuge, allowing us to be comfortable in any circumstance. That's one of the magical things about Dharma practice. We can be at ease and clear in any circumstance if we're willing to direct our attention in a skillful way. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be at peace. Namo Adida Pha. Thanks for joining me today.